Hello everyone, my name is Myiesha and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about Sorcerer to the Crown by Zen Cho. Let me give you the briefest of summaries of this story. Really, I'm just going to give you a rundown of everything that the main character, Zacharias Wythe, has to deal with. So, first, he is the only black sorcerer royal, and because of that, people question his abilities. They constantly look down on him. They also think he killed the previous Sorcerer Royal and the Sorcerer Royal's familiar, Leofric. Now, keep in mind, the previous Sorcerer Royal is Sir Stephen Wythe, who, if you make the connection, that's Zacharias' adoptive father and mentor. So there's no reason why he would kill any of them, but of course people don't know that. You also have the block on the magic in London that everyone wants to blame him for. No idea why. In addition, if that wasn't enough, there's Prunella, who is the love interest, I guess you could say. She is female magician, and there is this idea that females are the weaker sex and they shouldn't be able to do magic. But she is super powerful and basically blows that all out of the water. So he's pretty much tasked with teaching her. He kind of takes it upon himself to teach her, but she is a handful, to say the least. If all of that wasn't enough, someone's trying to kill him. So with all that together, Mr. Zacharias has a lot going on. And when I tell you this book was a ride, it was a ride. Today, I want to run through some of my memorable moments. Some of the moments that I were like, I gotta talk about. and then we might get into a little bit of a discussion-y area. Here is my obligatory warning. All of this is going to be spoilers. So if you were interested in this book, or you were even mildly curious, maybe not watch this video yet and come back to it later. So the first thing that I really liked was the romance. It was subtle, but it was still very cute. There would be random looks at each other, and they do eventually get engaged. I'm not as excited about that as I would be in normal books, which I will probably explain later, but it was cute. I liked it. It was cute. Another thing that was interesting was when you find out that Stephen, who has passed away, his spirit is still roaming around. That had me sold. Like, oh, I'm intrigued now. Tell me what's happening. I thought that was really cool, and how he's still, Sir Stephen is still supporting Zacharias and all these like misadventures that go on. When you find out that Rollo is a familiar, I liked that twist, because it's like, that was cool. I like how that was done. But in the same sort of, like, during that same sequence, probably maybe like 50 or so pages later, what's her name? Prunella kills her familiar. And I'm like, what do you mean? You get me so invested in this character, in this little, I don't even remember what it was called. And you end up killing him. And I get why she did that, because it was sort of to show that she is not necessarily the weaker sex that everyone would define her as. Like, she is ready to make those hard decisions, especially if it means protecting the guy she cares about. But it was just so uncalled for. Like, it was just so much, and I did not like that decision. I was mad at her for that. I really was. Like, I get it, but I'm still mad at you. And speaking of Prunella, she is, I won't discount her abilities. She is a really powerful magician, and she knows what she's doing. And it's kind of funny because she gets another female mentor, who basically kind of shows her some other things about magic that she wouldn't have been familiar with on her own. And the biggest thing is saying that women are the most powerful practitioners of magic because a lot of magic needs blood, and women blood once a month. Yeah, I don't need to go into detail, do I? Please don't tell me I need to go into detail. And it was so kind of awkward because Zacharias kind of sees her performing a rite of some sort, and it's like, oh, this needs blood. Are you hurt? Are you okay? Do I need to get someone? Oh, if you need a woman here, I'll kind of grab someone else if it's of a personal matter. But it's like, bro, you should know this. It was so awkward. And then another thing about this book that was surprising to me was the exchange. So the idea of a magician can become a sorcerer if they have a familiar, which is basically a spirit that says, hey, I'll be your bestie, and I'll help you enhance your magic. But with making that deal, there's this exchange that happens. Basically, I'll help you with your magic, and when you die, you're mine. Basically, I can eat you. Which, with Sir Stephen passing away, which totally natural causes, but when he died, Leofric the Familiar wanted to make good on his deal, which was a deal that he signed himself. No one forced Sir Stephen to make this deal, so when Leofric needed to get his payment, that should have been well and good. But you find out later that Zacharias found out about it and decided, oh, Sir Stephen helped me out, I need to not let him get eaten by his familiar. So he ends up letting the familiar eat on him for the last, I want to say 6 months since Sir Stephen passed away. And that whole situation enraged me to no end. So this is sort of the perfect segue into the discussion side of things, because I got stuff to talk about. So let's go into the characters. So first we have Zacharias, and Sir Stephen saved Zacharias from a slave ship and seeing the boys, how do I want to say, his ability for magic. Mind you, Sir Stephen just saved Zacharias. He didn't save Zacharias' parents or anybody else on that ship, which means Sir Stephen is not a great person. He's really not. And so Zacharias, I wanted to love him. He's a black sorcerer, and there was so much room for that story to grow. That was the main reason why I got this book. But he is a pushover. Not even a pushover. He literally just took all the abuse that people put his way. He didn't stand up for himself. And I just wanted him to just flip a table once. Show your power once. Go knock if you buck once. And he never did. And I understand. I understand why. If he had done anything, they would have killed him in a second. Mind you, they already wanted to kill him, so someone else could become the new Sorcerer Royal, but he didn't want to give them fodder to want to kill him. But, he was just so, why are you here? It just made me so mad. And towards the middle, when Prunella's character gets introduced, he ends up becoming a side character to her story, which I didn't really like, because it's it was just so frustrating. I wanted him to stand up for himself, and he never did. And the treatment of him, someone bringing up his race every 2 seconds, and I know that's a huge part of the story, but it was used as a, what are you capable of? You're black. Every 2 minutes? Oh, it got so annoying. It wasn't fair to him. I really didn't like that. And then when they finally decide they're going to take his staff from him, the Sorcerer Royal staff from him, they're basically planning what I interpreted as lynching, because in order for someone else to take the staff, they need his blood. So they basically were planning on sacrificing him. And it was like, can't my dude get a break, please? Can something good happen to him? And even the ending wasn't very satisfying for me anyway. Like, I wanted somebody to pay. And no one really paid. And that was annoying. That was just, someone needs to pay. And all of these evil people who tried to kill him are still alive. Like, it didn't sit right with me. So we're going to talk about Sir Stephen next. Trash human being. You save this boy from a slave ship. You don't save his parents. You basically mold him into the person that you want him to be, in that instead of asking him what he wants, because it's very clear as the book goes on that what Zacharias really wants is to be able to focus more on the research of thaumaturgy, the study of magic, and all this other stuff. And if Stephen had listened, he would have known that. So it was very realizing as the book goes on, Sir Stephen, you're not a good dude. And the fact that Zacharias essentially sacrifices himself to make sure that Sir Stephen doesn't get eaten, I didn't see that as a sweet moment. I feel like their power dynamic is too skewed for me to say, oh, he loved his mentor so much, he loved him like a father, and that's why he let Leofric, the familiar, come into him and eat on him for 6 months and cause him all this pain. Oh wow, that's so sweet. Like, no, it's not. Because Sir Stephen made the deal. That had nothing to do with Zacharias. Like, he should have just left well and good alone. And thinking about it now, if he had just left well and good alone, let Leofric eat Sir Stephen, it would have, like, helped half of the rest of the book and keep that from happening. Because if Leofric wasn't eating on Zacharias, he would have been at full power and he wouldn't have been attacked as much. And then Prunella wouldn't have had to have killed her familiar because Leofric would have already gotten his payment. Like, now that I think about it, Zacharias screwed up. Like, he could have just let dude die and we would have not had half the book. Which is probably why he did screw up, so we would have half the book. I didn't like Stephen for many reasons, but like the most glaring was when Stephen was like, there's magic users all over the world now, let's go to these other places in the world and kind of take their magic back for us. Like, okay, colonizer, sit down. Because it's like, that none of that sat right with me. Like, Stephen, you're a terrible person. And let's not pretend you're not. So, before I get even madder, let's talk about Prunella, which I might get just as mad now that I remember some of the stuff she did. So, with Prunella, on one hand, she is a powerful magician. Like, she knows what she's doing. She eventually becomes a sorceress because she finds some familiars. And the one she didn't kill, let me come back. And she is innovative in her magic because she's able to sort of cobble these spells together, and she's really good. But she's so dumb. Like, she would make so many bad decisions that I'm like, girl, this was supposed to be a girl power feminist book, especially when it shifts to focusing more on her. Like, this is supposed to be girl power. And yes, even though she's this weaker sex, she's so good. But no, that's not what happened either. So she ends up following him to London. Creepy. And decides that she's going to join society. So that she can get a husband. Like, this was supposed to be one of those, I don't even know, man. I got my magic, I'll be fine. And she makes valid points as far as she would not be able to get very far without a husband. Like, this is Elizabethan Regency England. Like, she was right. She wouldn't have been able to get very far. But it was such a bummer. Like, I wanted it to be like, I am fine on my own, and it wasn't. That is to say, I understand the plot point where she needs to go into society to get a husband so that she is a part of the rumor mill so that she can figure out who's trying to kill Zacharias. I get it. Do I like it? No. But I don't have to. Now that I've talked about the character specifically, let me mention a few things about the book that I didn't like, and more in a technical sense. So the first is such dense and complex vocabulary where I, as an educated Black woman, was like, what does that mean? Like, I don't want to have to look up every word to try to figure out its meaning. Like, that just really hinders the pacing. It was almost like having to actively translate in my mind of like, okay, what does that mean? I don't feel like looking that up. Let's use context clues. What does this mean? I guess we could have used a simpler word here. And I get that it's Regency, it's supposed to be fancy and almost like King James version of the Bible or Shakespearean, but I still was like, this is unnecessarily verbose. There were also many passages where so slow, like such long-winded explanations for things, dissertations, and I'm just like, speed it up. Like, give me more to happen. Keep in mind, as a reader, I'm a short attention span reader. I really want you to get to the action, give me boom, boom, boom. So that's not necessarily saying that it was a terrible book, but I prefer action. Give me movement in the story. So, final thoughts. It's a solid 3 stars. With my star rating, if I finish a book, it's 3 stars, no contest, unless it was a terrible ending. And it was alright. If you happen to like fantasy, if you happen to like more atmospheric, more pretty language, I think you would like this book. I just wasn't the intended audience. It just wasn't for me. All of that is to say, it wasn't the book for me, but it gave me a lot to talk about. And now it's your turn to talk back. So tell me what you think. Is this the type of book that you would want to pick up? If you read it, did you like it? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.